are you guys?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I'm going to be driving, so I'm going to be not driving. Somebody else can be driving. I'm going to be riding, but I will be tuning in and listening, but I'll have my video off.
Okay, sweet. I think you'll enjoy this one. For some reason, yours is saying Miranda, my name. I don't know why.
Mine is?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
I wonder
It's
why.
sure.
I mean,
That's weird. Okay, hold on.
it's
That is
fine. You
really
can be
weird.
me.
As long as I can have your energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can share probably.
rename. That is weird.
How
Okay.
funny is that? How are y'all? How are you, Carrie?
Great. Really looking forward to the topic today.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Do you use any project management tools right now?
No, but I need it.
Oh, okay, good.
800 tabs open and
Uh,
lists and things.
yes, you'll enjoy this. And then Tiffany's starting a new business. So she's starting a coffee company, so this will be good. And then me and Maya are going to show you guys two different project management tools that we use. And they have two different I don't know, that they don't have the same functions. The reason why we use two. I don't use Airtable. I'll be going over Notion. She'll be going over Airtable. But these tools are evolving at different paces and they have different strengths and capabilities. Like I know I've reiterated this multiple times, but you can just really see the differences in the founders that are creating these tools and how they're setting them up is something to consider before you implement them into your businesses. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, what kind of projects would you do you feel like, oh, that's pressing that you're like, I need a project management tool right now?
I mean, like lots of different things. I think for my business, I still haven't gotten my website. I try to find time to write content and copy and all of that. I probably should, I use AI a little bit with that, but like getting that up, I'm full with clients, so I don't necessarily need it right now, but that's a big one. And then I just have a lot of like small tasks that I need to keep organized. And yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff to try to figure out how to get more streamlined with.
I know we're everybody in one when we're starting a business, right? There's multiple different ways to set up a project management board. And of course, I think it's definitely personality based. I was Googling with ChatGPT or I was playing around collaborating with it. And I was like, what? Because people sell these Notion boards as well. Like, what kind of Notion boards could I possibly sell? And it was like based on one of the ideas was based on personality. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, huh, that's a good idea because we all use these things differently. Okay, let's kind of jump in. I'm going to show you guys like around the tool. There is a free version of Notion. Is there a free version of Airtable, Maya?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, you can tell us later what levels you can use it. I'm not sure because I went ahead and just bought Notion. I'm not sure at what level it tells you can't use it anymore. Do you know, Maya?
No, because I've never really played with Notion before.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, when me and Maya started or talking, it was like, what are you using? Like, and it was definitely our personalities have taken us in different routes of what tools we have used. So it's really fun to see like if you guys start using these things, okay, how do you use this? They might bring some different expansion to how you use these tools when you ask a friend. Okay, so this is my current chaotic version of Notion, not this, but this tab right here. This has been definitely just a playground that I've been playing in the past, I would say 2 to 3 years of just like editing and changing and rebuilding. There's lots of templates. I'm going to show you all the back end of Notion real fast, and then we'll go into kind of like how I've used it for me. But they've even changed this template gallery. It did not look like this probably a month ago. But you can go in and search, and let me know if y'all can't hear me. It's been a lot of traffic out here, but y'all can all hear me. We're good. Okay, cool. So you can go into Notion and you can either build them yourself. You can also hire a Notion consultant, Me and Maya help. We also consult on project management and AI. If you ever need people to help strategize this, or help you find people, because sometimes we don't even know what we even need. So you can go into there's people hold their entire brains in Notion, like everything that you've ever read. People hold whatever, all of the websites that they've ever went to. There's ways you can track that and organize this. And remember, this isn't supposed to motivate. This isn't supposed to overwhelm you. This is just supposed to expand your mind of potential realities that we can live in and goals we can have. Okay, so this is like the life board. They just introduced these charts into Notion, which is huge, so that you can enter like certain databases, or it can even track some. I'll show you guys how that function is later on, but I haven't completely played with the charts yet. But monthly budgets, your personal home, weekly to-dos, expense trackers, meal planners. People hold their whole websites on Notion. I'm not sure currently how that embeds with SEO yet, but I have seen some really cool functional websites that were built on Notion that are like, you'll see how each one of these boards look completely different, right? So I might like something from this aesthetic matcha student planner. I might like how that's set up. I like, oh, that makes sense to my brain. And I can download this to my Notion board and copy this and put it somewhere. It's very plug and play. There's a complete navigation to this. This is for their notes. Okay, so like, what have they opened recent? Inbox. I don't know if this is connecting to their email box or not. Not sure on that one. But
Hey, Miranda.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I missed it at the beginning, but this app or website that you're on, Notion, like what's the quick overall? Is this where you can keep tasks or pictures, or what would I
Everything.
like? What would I everything?
Like your
Okay,
entire company can live on Notion.
So it's like having a big binder, but electronically it's tabbed out or different folders that, okay.
Yes. I know the way I'm probably showing right now is like, what? This is a little overwhelming. But I'll show you in its complete. Let me go. This is just a life one. I keep my life version of me into Notion as well. If you guys look up on YouTube, Second Brain in Notion, people will talk about how they keep their entire literal second brain in Notion, where they can, I know I'll show you guys more later, but I have this tab up here that is connected to my Notion board. So if I go, it's right here by my browser. So if I'll show you guys how that works in a while, but any tab that I go to or research that I find, I can tab that and put it into my Notion board. Let me show you a company version. There's work, marketing. So all of my marketing campaigns can live in here. And remember, we only are looking at this like one part of our life at a time building, but if the most pressing issue that you're like, I've got to keep track of this a little better, that's where I feel like you'd start, of course. Social media planner, and I'll show you all how to build one of these. I just want you guys to know that this exists. Then we'll build one. Then you know the functionality of it. Then you can go back to templates. This is how I think the best way of how I've learned and understood this tool the best. Just know that there's thousands, 20,000 templates available on here available. So let's see. So for example, what you just asked me, Tiffany, was this. There's one that I got from like the startup box that I downloaded earlier. I downloaded this template just to show you guys. It takes a minute to download and copy. So for example, this brainstorm. This is full startup in a box. This is real Notion pages built for startups, by startups, everything you need to get started. And then there's a video to teach you how to use this right here. And then there's the brainstorming tab. This is a little overwhelming. That's for me if I didn't know what these things were. But if it's overwhelming, you go on to the next template. That's how I think it. Because people that are building this, think about what their personality type is. Their little A type. They went and learned Notion, and then they went and built templates for other people. They're a little bit more orderly. Sometimes I don't even know enough to even understand this template. And that's happened to me hundreds of times. That's why I went and just learned how to build it myself. But if I had the resources, I would have hired a Notion consultant to understand what my needs are and then build. Another reason that I'm teaching you, and I stress Notion over like Monday.com, or what is another one, Asana or Trello board, is all of the automation features that Notion has. So eventually your Google Drive can live in here, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. There's other things where you can click a button and things do all kinds of different things through Zapier and automation tools that you can even ask ChatGPT, hey, I would like this to connect to this. How can I connect those things? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Is anyone overwhelmed? No. Okay. Okay. So the next thing's the company home. Like this is another template that I got from Notion. Whereas what are your mission, vision, and values? What is your vacation policies? Benefits. So of course, this is for a bigger company, but say coffee shops close. Say that you can have all of how your business is ran within this structure where you click into this and all of your company information lives here. This template is just teaching you how to use Notion, but there's different versions of that. So I'll show you guys my version of a company home. Looks like this. So I can have my business planner, my business plan. If I click into this, I have not filled this out, but high goals and aspirations here. You can at least have a place for these things to live. Goals, sign 10 contracts by February, hire marketing intern. This, I put and added pictures to make me more inspired. And then why is this important to you? Why do you need to get here? You can click on this and then you can expand on your goals. They can all live in one place. These all are still under this tab as well. So like all of these pages live under here. Finances, growth tracker, outside team, in my resources. So I've set up this board where, okay, people that I want to talk to about systems, automation, my legal team, who I need as a legal team, my marketing team, potential in-house hires, potential clients. That's what I also have resources, which I decided to take them off of this. What are some research resources that I like to pull from where I can just, when I hire someone, hey, go to the resources tab and look under these certain subjects where they can like maybe write those blogs for me, et cetera, et cetera. Cool. I'm setting this up with the intention of hiring someone on my team so they can have everything, my vision into this, so I can just guide them where to go to get these resources. For example, take these courses. How much do the courses cost? And this is a link to the courses. Do you need a certification? Do you need these are just ways I've been able to organize myself. If you go down, these are some projects that I'm working on currently. That can have a timeline board. These timeline boards also and project boards can hook to your Google Calendar. So if you're like, oh, I need to get this done by this time, you can set that up to where I have not, because I don't use Google Calendar, but you can. Pretty sure it's pretty easy. I don't think it's hard. Calendar view. There's a content calendar in here. That goal thing that I just showed you, I can put another view and version of that here so that it's always living in the sidebar. And then my blog writing section down here, and then it is categorized in what type of blog that I want to write. Okay. Any questions so far just on showing you a project, like what a company project board looks like? No?
I do have a question.
Please.
Okay, if this is you said company board, so if I have this for my coffee shop, then I want my marketing person to have access to certain things. can I give them access and only to certain areas?
Yes. So, for example, this board here is called blog writing section. This board essentially lives under this tab to the left here. And I'm going to go down and find blog writing section, which is this tab right here, where I can just see this board. And then I'll share over here. I can share and give full access or publish it and just give them access to this blog writing section. When I publish it, I can copy the link and send it to them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Also, say that you're both going to work on the blog writing section. And I want to have, so here I have the status. Do I have the outline completed? Is it in progress? Maybe research collected. There's some more statuses that we could put here. I want to put the name first, status second, and then the tags here. And then I can add a person to this blog writing section. So this person tab is like, who's going to be writing this? Is it me? Okay, I'm going to write this one. And then let's just say I'm going to get my, he's already added this board. So Kyle to write this one. So then he's tagged into this section to where it's okay, you're going to do this one, you're going to do this one, you're going to do this one. So then now you can write a section, do a separate view board, okay, where there's a filter tab. And I'm gonna build one of these out so that you guys can see it, where I'm gonna filter it by the person, and just Kyle can see what blogs that he needs to edit this view. Kyle blogs. And now he can just click on this tab where to go to all the ones that are assigned to him. Say that there's like hundreds of tasks or something like that. There's a way to, these are different view sections that you can have for different parts of your business. So even make it, sometimes what I'll do is I will have 100 tasks coming to me of all the things that I need to do. And I overwhelm myself. And I'm like, I need 7 different brains for all of these projects. And then I'll go in, basically, I'll show you guys how I did this. I'll go to my consulting. So I had to redo this whole board that I just showed you guys. So this is a one that I was like, let me just take it back a notch. Because what I just showed y'all was a beautiful, again, end result of what would be optimal. But I was like, I need to take this back a little bit. So now I have all of the projects broken down by different businesses that I help. And then I wrote down all of the tasks that I needed to write down. This overwhelmed me. Then once I created, I did it by client, I did it by task type, I did it by different priority, what date do I need to do them? And now I can go into, okay, what's me? What's for my tasks? And then I have someone just hired a virtual assistant. And then what's her tasks? So it can filter by the different tasks, and I can just look at what are my tasks now. Does that help? Is that giving any expanding you guys and how you could use this tool a little bit? Carrie, you look defeated a little. Are you good? You good? Good. Okay. Okay. And okay, let me show y'all. So this is just a task type board that I created. And then I have this one that I created for social media that I'm sharing with 5 other people. And I was like, how can we organize this? Because when I went into their business, they were doing Google Sheets, and I was having to click over 17 different times to get to this week. And I was like, we're not doing this. I'll build a Notion board. So basically, when we go to the Notion board, this is just for this week. I have all of the posts that we have. This is overwhelming, but for the person that needs to come in and approve these, she can just go to either just the posting ideas on this view, or she can just look at this week's view to, again, less overwhelming. So she can click in each one of these tabs. When it have, you have, it will bring up a Google, it's almost like a new Google Docs page that has some filters on there. So when she wants to, so if you have a social media person, you can get her to post her content in here. So this is if you're open up a new Google Word doc, and anything can live under this page. So she has her video that the person needs to, she can watch through and just approve or not approve. And then the caption lives here. What's the content pillar? And who is it published by? Is it what's got it? The next version is the month view, so that we can see at this glance, do we have a when do we have a skincare post? Do we have are there too many injectable posts? Who's posting when and what day? So that if something glitches, we can go back to the content calendar and seeing what happened here. And then again, you can tag this to your Google Calendar so that you can keep track. Okay. So we have the project task board, and then we have the content calendar. So I'm going to show you guys to build from scratch and what that looks like, so that you can just do something simple to keep your projects. So those are just to show you what capabilities are there. And I'll show you guys this, let's just say for my projects. Yeah. Okay, so again, when you open a new tab, which is here, and I'll send you guys a link to this so that you all can revert back. In this section, there's a lot of different things that it can do, obviously. But if you just want something simple, you press the backslash, and all of these tabs come up. Bunch of different, they're closed.
Oh, you're closed?
Yes, I'm sorry. There's headings, tables. You can make, again, like people build websites in here. So quotes, an image, even codes, files. And then here you have your tables. So I'm just going to start a new table. And then I can do, so let's just say this is going to be my, let's say, online tasks. Let's see, do market research, edit, front page, website, and then like create a questionnaire. And then you press open, and that's like a hidden button here. And then you have this place where you can write whatever you want in here. You can also have those same, when you do a backslash, the same options come up. There's also an AI embedded into these. I don't pay for this because I use ChatGPT, but you can ask Notion to write, and it will give you all of these options here. So like, give me an outline, a to-do list. You can add pictures, you can do a chart within this, brainstorm, multiple different things here.
You don't pay for any of this? This is all a free service, this Notion is?
I don't pay for the AI part in Notion, but I do
Oh,
pay
okay.
for this. I can't remember. Before you got on the call, I did say I don't know at what capabilities Notion is free. Now you guys are using, like I built you all a Notion board, and you're not having to pay, and I'm not having to pay just for you being on it. And I don't think you've been asked to pay anything. So I don't know which capability, like at what length they're like, okay, you've used this enough. I'm not sure, but I've seen people use it for an extended amount of times and they haven't had to pay. If anyone finds that out, let me know. I'm for some reason quick to pay. I gotta go in 5 minutes, but appreciate this. Thanks. And then another cool tool that I like about this is, say that for every online tasks, there's a list of questions that you need to answer. You can create a template. Where'd you get, how long did you, I don't know. This could go a bunch of different ways. How long did you spend on this task? I'm thinking in virtual assistant, spend on this task. Where'd you get information from? How did you get it completed? I don't know. On tasks. And then that is done now. Oops, sorry guys. So this template now lives here, where those same questions that I just did will pop up and populate every time that I click that template. Okay, there's something standard that you want to keep yourself aligned or people on your team aligned, that is what that's. So another cool tool that I will show you guys, and then again, tags, for example, let's see, I already showed you filters, but let's just say this tab is for that I want only, so those options where it was like, in my other board, it was like research. They're closed. Sorry guys, I'm like always talking to people when I'm here. Say research, website, do, let's say phone call or something. If anyone wants to give me any ideas, for some reason my brain is not working, but like that wouldn't be like an online task, or like email someone. So these tags, so do market research, and then I can click phone research, edit front page, website, let's just say research. And then I'm gonna add another one that says call tip. Tiffany's the first person I thought of. And then phone call. So if I want to organize these tasks of what mindset am I in right now to do, these are gonna be, I'm gonna do another table. Be like another subject of tasks. So like phone tasks. And I misspelled it. I can go to the online tasks, filter it to where it's only showing me research and website and email. And then the phone tasks will just show me phone call and whatever other tasks that you have in these different segments of your business or your life. So that you can be like, okay, I'm online right now. I need to do these things. Okay, about to go on a road trip. I can only do these things. Like this is very silly, but you get what I'm saying. There's other ways that I could do it. For example, in my consulting project board, the task types that I did was marketing research, social media marketing, email research, digital organizing. So I'm getting her to like organize my email box, or design. So these were different tasks, design and social media marketing, because, for example, social media marketing could have been just like her commenting on posts or creating stories on the actual website. But like design, I would say go into Canva, and that would be a different type of task. So it's like whatever is fit to your business would be different, obviously. And then you can go in and do the priority, which I really like, and then the date as well. And then if you don't know how to set these up, obviously ask chat, like, how do I filter each tab most efficiently for my businesses? These are the type of tasks that I have. Another thing that I want to show you guys is So we're gonna go back to my project board here. The other day I went and asked ChatGPT, said, can you give me content ideas for automation consulting, 10 of them, and then put it into a CSV file. It broke it into a column, content idea, and then the description. And then I downloaded the content consulting idea here. So I'm going to go back into Notion, and the 3 dots on the right here, I'm going to import the CSV file into this Notion board. It gives you the option here for the CSV. And then this is also where you can do multiple other importing data into here. I'll show you another example when I'm done with this one. I'm going to go to that automation CSV here. And it's going to pull up a new page. Remember how I showed Tiffany earlier the blogs page? Every board is its own page. And I can go into a projects board here and add it under where it lives within this project board. What is this similar to? Where you can just add stuff into it. I mean, just it's a folder basically. So it lives here, that same page, but I can also create a view of that so I can play off of that. And I'm going to go down to table. And I'm going to basically any board that I've ever created in Notion, I can link it to an existing database. This is what they're called in Notion. And that same project board that I created in ChatGPT can live here. So wrap column so that I can read it. And then I'll wrap the column here. And then you can go into organizing these things as well. So say, oh, I like the ROI of a business process automation. I will do say I want to write a blog about this one. And then I want to do a reel about it. And then I want to do a carousel. Can't spell. I can tag. So I'm clicking within this box, tagging blog, go over to this and create its own board. It's where I can now just look at the ones that I want to do a blog about. Does that make sense? Or that's, go back to the filter. I think the filter has saved my life completely just because of how just overwhelmed with my ideas that I can get at a time of all the things that I want to do. So then I can go and label this. So here's all of my ideas that I want to do. And then this is the one I want to write a blog about. Again, Notion, coming from a place of wanting this to be the hub of all the resources. So we have things that live on our computer, we have things that live in Google Drive, we have things that live on our email database, and there is a way to make all those talk to each other. I'm not sure yet how to do email, but one that I thought was really interesting today was I went into these 3 dots on the right hand corner, like your settings of the page, and also make this a full width page. I can go into import, and there I can I can import from Google Docs into here. And there was one that had this monthly report. Again, it's going to be creating a new page. But say I want to have this let's just say this view of this thing that I've already created and I want to recreate. I'm going to turn this, it gives me this 3 dots in the right hand corner here. When in doubt, just start clicking around also, because there's all these hidden buttons. I can turn this into a database. Remember, a database can be linked anywhere. So I could rename it here. Let's just say October report, I think. Then I can go back into that page that we were just building. And I can make that report live here. Which I think is just I love that. So I can have my tasks here, my content board here, that ChatGPT made, and then like my reports all live here. I can make the entire report live here, like of all the reports I've ever had, and use that filter button to make October, November, December. If you just want everything to live on one page. That is the general overview of this tool. I don't think I should go into too much, but these can be simple. These can just start off simple. I just want you all to know that what can exist. And then we have a little bit of time for Maya to show us a little bit about Airtable. But this one, for example, my client wanted to keep up with all of the podcast information on a Google Doc. And I was like, like that just, again, I would have to scroll and scroll. So for example, we can look at this. She can click off what's done, what's not done. It's super simple. And then on her phone, remember how I showed you guys how you can have that widget that lives on your phone last week on your board and connect you directly to these boards. So if you want to just add something really simple, really quick to a new table down here, then those can live here. And then she can, when she's ready to write like her summaries, then she can just click in and to open, and then the summaries live here. That one's just a super simple board that we created. Also, when you do open your Notion board or your Notion account, you go up to the left-hand corner where your name is, it'll show you, and then all the connections here. You can go and browse connections and gallery. You can see all of the different tools that Notion can integrate with, so that you can decide if you use any of these tools. Do you use Dropbox? Do you use Google Workspace? You can integrate these things into Pinterest pins. That's interesting. Into Notion. To Maya got kicked out. Okay. You can ask chat again, do these things integrate, and how could I integrate them into my business? Okay. Any questions before Maya shows you guys a little bit about Airtable?
Do you know about like security on here? If I deal with some HIPAA compliant information and things, I would imagine this is probably not HIPAA compliant.
Hmm. Yeah, let's ask chat. Is Notion HIPAA compliant? If not, that'd be different strategies you could use to encrypt data before storing.
Okay.
Use encrypted external links. There might just be even saying a name on a Google spreadsheet or in Notion, is that going against HIPAA?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but I can use chat as well to look into that more. My other question was, does it have any like on some of the boards, does it have accounting capability, like bookkeeping, that kind of stuff?
Yes, it just started these. I'm sure it can store information that you have. There might be some Zapier ways of storing. It depends what type of, at which extent and what level you would need, but there are like it just created charts. So say that you want to embed some type of information in there, you could create a chart to see a different visual of it if whatever tool you're using currently doesn't have that. So basically I would just recommend you go into templates because I haven't used it for that yet, but if you do, please let me know. But you can go into finance and it will show you all these different ways of tracking. And I'm pretty sure you can look this up before you can get to this tab before you even sign up for Notion, but also there's that free version.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Maya, we have it. If everyone's cool, if she needs like 15 minutes, if everyone's cool going over if she needs it, she's just going to show you guys some like automation from, you go ahead, you take it over.
So I'm just going to show you Airtable. It's very similar. It's just a little bit more data structured.
Do I need to,
Yeah.
I need to figure that out. Okay, here I made you a host.
All right, so can we see the screen? Oh, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. The first thing is, so you have your different workspaces. You can have a business one, personal, so it's the same idea. And then in there, you can have multiple different ones as well. So like the first one is, so this is one that I just made very like simple. So it's all structured in the same way where it's very data. So like in this one, it's all my social media posts. And then I have 3 different ways I like looking at it. So here's the grid where there's just everything. And then you can label it blog or Instagram, or so this one doesn't have a label. It has a way where you put everything you would possibly use. So you could add LinkedIn, other ones, and then you can just click it and it accepts it. Or if you were to do it both on, you can have multiple. So the same way as Notion. And then there's like the calendar. So these are all the ones that I don't have a posting date on, so I could just drag them. So it's like very similar, like that you would use it, like Notion. And then you can link different posts together. So here's where I would put my posts, but then in here I have them separated where if I wanted to just look at my blogs or my Instagrams, I could see it. And then this would be all on the back end. So let me get into another one. So this is just a template that I borrowed because there's lots of templates that you can look through. So here's where we have all the data. So this is like every task you would need. You can put like different information on it. Like so if you have multiple different people working, you can put that so basically you can edit this any way that would make sense to you. And these apps are very forgiving, like it's very personal. But so you have all this data in the back, but then you can build an interface where you would see it in a different structure. So if I wanted to just see what projects were part of this thing, I could see, okay, what have I done? What do I need? Or you can search it up by, okay, who do I have working? What projects is this girl working on? So there are some things that like you need to upgrade to get, but the free version, there's 5 people can work on a workspace. And then so the teams, you can have all the people you have, what they do, and like different tabs. Does that all make sense? A little bit? So it's just a little bit more structured. You don't get to play and make it as creative as you want. You really only have a grid, a calendar, gallery, like a list. Some of these like you would have to upgrade for the team version. But then another thing I like, so here's like my social media. Oh, sorry, here's like my client list. So if I was coming up with a new client, I could either fill out this form myself or get someone to fill it out. And then when they submit it, it automatically gets put in here. So that I can so it automatically upgrades and keeps it. So like sometimes I like using the forms because it's just even with I have one under just like thoughts. So if I just think of something, I can send myself a form really quickly that I save the link to on my phone and then just put my thoughts into it and it gets upgraded. It gets uploaded onto Airtable, which then I can go look into later and like research more about it. So yeah, and then so here I have, it would get upgraded and then you can filter it, add a condition where it's, so I'm looking for if there's an email is empty. So if that's like a very important one for me to look at, I can keep it as that. So I know I need to get these emails from these clients because I didn't either get it at the beginning or they didn't upload it in the form. And then we can look at, and then you were saying about bookkeeping. So there is some, I have some like a budget one I uploaded. So this is just a template where they put in their information and there's like different ways you can tag them and see them. And then here you can have your income and then you can set it up so that something from this form could be automatically put into this line, a table, so that it's all connected. And then here's a little bit, so like this is another one where someone made one for music. So this is just good at seeing how you can connect it. So if I'm interested in seeing everything that's related to Germany, if I click on it, it opens up and I can see the connections it has. So like another one would be like when I was doing blogs versus Instagram, I could click it. So sometimes I like just using the back end, but then sometimes I want to go into the front end a little bit more and have a nice looking software. But it really is personal on how you want to use it. Are there any questions or?
And you have it set up. Can you explain how you do the marketing through this or the postings?
Okay, yes, that would be. So obviously like this isn't the one that I use. I just created another one that I can show people on because this is all the free version. So here I have, so it'll be like my business one. So in the social media posts, so I would go into grid view, delete the grouping. So they all get posted. So it's the same way where you can, sorry, give me a second. Okay, I can't remember how to import it to that one right now. I can go over that next week. But you would import like a CVS file. So you just same way like from, or like form. So here I would post it. Oh, sorry. And then here I can go into clicking it to social media posts. So then it would automatically see, so this is the title, that's the caption, and then you would import it. So now this got updated with all these new posts that I can go in. And then obviously if you fill out like a little bit more information at the beginning, you would have to go in this much. And this is all something I created using ChatGPT. So I asked it to create me 10 blog posts about the trending topics, and then I asked it to put it into a file for me. So if I asked it to create my images also, it would either put it there or give you the caption of what to look at. ChatGPT has been having some issues this week. It's not wanting to do anything that it used to do last week, so hoping it will be fixed soon. But then, so then again, like now it's in here, I can go through saying, okay, this one's going to be a blog. This one is going to be something else. And then it connects here again because of the way that I have it, because I wanted it to be spread out differently. So it's like interacting with each other. And like the music example, if I was to click blog, it shows me every blog there would be.
Is there a way to automate to where if you write your blog in Airtable, it'll post your website, or
Yes, so there are some automations here where I have one where if a new email comes in, it sends the email. So you can, using Zapier or Make, you can add a lot of automations, but then you can also have some here. I know there's ones that if a new email comes in, it automatically can put the data on here. So these are some, but it does work with Zapier Make. There's so many out there. Like I have people using ones where if they get an email using certain keywords, it gets uploaded. There's even ones that with Facebook and meta ads, any leads it comes up with, it gets sent to a table. So you can analyze it on Airtable instead. So it just keeps getting updated. So it has every bit of information on it. So Airtable is just mostly about like heavy data just stored together. So you just keep adding.
and do you need Zapier to post from Airtable, or can you just automatically post? I can't remember what we talked about.
I can look into that and I'll let you know.
Okay.
And we can let you know next week. Because I think right now most people are using just Make because they're using it for everything else. They just find it easier to keep their automations together. But if you only wanted one automation, Airtable could do it. Then obviously you don't need Make. But
Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Michael. You guys see how the difference of those two project management boards look completely different? Okay.
But yeah, Airtable does do a lot of free tutorials. They email you updates and stuff, and it's a lot more numbers based too. I haven't even got into their formulas it can do and all that stuff. But then I'll just quickly show you. So when you go to create like a new workspace, because like, this is the first one I was showing you, this one's completely empty, so you can create everything. They have templates. So there's multiple things that you can just go in and edit. And then there's even, if you go to airtable.com/templates, you can look at them before you sign up. So just seeing what's out there.
Sweet. Okay. So cool to see the difference.
Yeah, like I feel like I would use honestly sometimes both. I like the ideas of Notion too. So it really depends on. And then you can add documents. So I know you were saying with like you would have to hide certain information. You could, if you put like an encrypted PDF, you could link it to something where like you would at least be able to like if you found like a way to like label clients in a different way and then have those links automatically there, you could open up everything.
And I did chat GBT if Airtable had more HIPAA compliant integrations, and it does more than Notion. So it honestly, if you brainstorm with chat and just what capabilities do these things do and which tools should I like walk down the road of, that's where I would start with that. But need a lot of cross information.
I think you might have to pay, but I think there is a way you can have your database password protected. So if even someone got the link to it, they would not be able to open it.
Thanks, guys. That's a lot of information.
Yeah, it was a lot. As I was going, I was like, this is just getting more loaded and more loaded. So yeah, I will send the link to this one because I think it was good starting base at least. And if you guys have any questions, then let me know. But thanks for coming, always.
Thanks for taking the time. That's a lot you guys have mastered, and appreciate you giving us an overview of everything.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, I think we've only scratched 5% of what these
Yeah. Like, even every
But
day
yeah.
I'm learning something new.
Things are moving so fast. Yeah. So if y'all ever need, if you know anyone that could be benefiting from these calls, please send them the link. Feel free to send them the link. And if you know any business could need consulting on any of these, I'd be grateful to recommend. Me and Maya also train people on these tools like we're doing now, just more tailored to people's businesses. So we walk through with your actual business, your case study. Okay, let's do this consultant that can help you. So
Mhm.
Great. Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome. All right, you'll have the best week. Next week, we're learning a little bit about Zapier and automation tools. So, okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
guys.